What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at another anime news video. No, not news video, this is an anime review. And we're going to be taking a look at Tokyo Revengers Season 2. I'm doing this new thing where I'm reviewing anime and TV shows, but instead of doing the show as a whole, I'm just going to be doing the season that I'm currently watching, or have just watched, just to make it a little bit easier, and then I get to talk more about the show and get into more specific details about it. So, Tokyo Revengers Season 2. Tokyo Revengers has been recently purchased out by Disney Plus, and it is now running on there. And Disney Plus is going to be managing over Tokyo Revengers, and they're trying to buy some other anime. Hopefully that does not decrease the quality of the anime, or decrease the stories, or censor some of the stories, and that is shown here. Although it is on Disney, it is still as bloodthirsty as the first one. There is still blood splatters, there's still swearing. It is on their Star, though. It is on their Star service, which is for adults. Which has other properties like Deadpool, Family Guy's on there. I do believe Futurama's on there as well. Just all the adult shows, it comes under Star, and this is put in the adult section. There is a couple of other animes on there, which I haven't seen. Tokyo Revengers is one that I've been excited for. It's one of my favorite animes, and it does introduce a lot of new characters, and it does well to balance that. There's 3 new main characters introduced onto the enemy side, or introduced as another gang, and they are the Black Dragons. It also gives a good backstory to their character. It doesn't get a full episode of backstory, it's like half an episode of Inu explaining it, and how Black Dragons actually operates, and their new sort of leader under Tiger, I think he's called, I forgot. I'm not good with the anime character names, but I remember the show pretty well. I only watched it a couple of days ago. And I thought I would give it a quick review here. But I do like these two. Ino and Coco are some of my favorites from the new season, and my favorites from Black Dragon. Their character designs are so unique. They're so they have their own special personality as well. I don't like their captain though. This guy didn't really grow on me. He sort of annoyed me, and I had a very strong dislike to this character. He was all he was all brawn, no brain. He was just all about fighting, and I didn't like that character. I know Tokyo Revengers is all about fighting, but I didn't like him as a character. I also felt like Season 1 could tell a lot more story. I do believe Season 1 had a longer episode count of 24, and Season 2 only had 12. But I did feel like within the first 12 episodes of Season 1, there was a lot more story told than in Season 2, which is here. I don't know, I just felt like this story, they took more time with this story, and instead of trying to tell everything in the first season, they just took this one slow and sort of built up the characters more and built up a sort of plan. It had a really satisfying conclusion. This one had less to do with the future and more to do with the past, and had Tamajiki in the past, most of it. He also told Chief Yu about his time traveling abilities, which was nice, and Chief Yu pretty much accepted it. He didn't question it, he didn't call him crazy. He sort of got it, and it just sort of was that click in his head that was like, damn, right, yeah, that makes sense. You do change every now and then, with personality and stuff. So it is quite, I don't know, I thought he accepted it a little too well. I would like Chief Yu to be a little more hesitant and a little bit more, no, you're crazy, instead of just accepting it straight away. But the season did start where it ended off with Chief Yu getting shot in the head. But luckily, Kazutora came in and saved saved Tamajiki. Takamichi, sorry. Tamajiki is from My Hero. I've been saying his name wrong this entire episode, and I would like to apologize. So Takamichi was rescued by Kazutora, who then beats the shit out of Takamichi and explains how fucked up things have gotten, and he then goes back to the past. Everyone in the future seems to know he can time travel. I don't know how they sort of pulled this information together, but everyone in the future knows he can do it. And that is a little confusing and a little sus, that the fact that everyone knows in the future. Because Mikey knew, I forgot his name. I'm really upset about that. Kazutora knew, and it was. I didn't like that fact that everyone knew that he could time travel a little bit, but there was some danger, there was some threat, there was some setup here, and we do have these two who are like the constant bad guys, the guy with the glasses and this guy on screen here. These two have always been the constant bad guys. They've been deep rooted into Tomon and absolutely destroying them from the inside, and they were finally removed at the end of this season. They were taken out of Tomon for setting up Takamichi and Chifuyu, and this caused severe repercussions because when he went back to the future, Mikey killed everyone. Mikey went crazy because Takamichi left Tomon. And that was not good. Because it sent Mikey into a downward spiral because Takamichi promised to stay by Mikey's side and he broke that promise. And that led to a lot more conflict, and I liked that. I liked how one promise can influence a story like that. But again, that was out of Takamichi's control because it was not future him that did that. It was future him that made the promise, so past him didn't know about that promise. So it is understandable. But he was a very menacing villain, and there was like a 5-episode long fight, I do believe, 3, 4, 5-episode long fight between this guy, Takamichi, Chifuyu, Mikey, Draken, and then 2 others, which I don't remember the names of, Ino, Tiger, and Coco. They were all fighting in this big church. It was Christmas time. It was the Christmas arc, and honestly, it was a really intense fight. There was people going down. And the people that make Tokyo Revengers really know how to build tension. There is so much tension here, and it is built up throughout the season. There is spikes in tension, spikes in like chaos and what can cause stuff to go wrong. I was on the edge of my seat for most of the fight just because of how determined Takamichi is. And to be fair, he inspired the shit out of me. When watching this, I was like so inspired and so sort of motivated to sort of do stuff, and I believed I could do anything watching this because of how much of a beating Takamichi got, and he fucking took it like a champ. He took it and he was getting up. He kept getting up and he kept getting up and he kept getting up, and it was just, there was no keeping this man down. He was an absolute unit. And he was the only person that managed to land a solid hit on Tiger that knocked him to the ground. And that was a massive achievement. And, it was so good. It was so cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a good fight, and it built up a lot of tension. And the tension sort of rose again towards the end with this introduction of a new rival gang that has arrived. Which is challenging Tomon again. The animation, as usual, is solid. There was no points where I was like, the animation looked bad. So the animation was solid all the way through it. The same old sort of Tokyo Revengers style, which I liked. I do like the fact that this guy, I forgot his name, guy on screen, I like his hair. I like how he grew it out. I think it looks a lot better grown out. Given the fact that I also have long hair, it looks really cool. But there was also some good times. It wasn't all serious. It wasn't all sort of like death and murder. There was some good times. They did go to like a festival together, and they did enjoy themselves, and they did sort of have fun. So it was a nice balance. It wasn't all serious. It wasn't all grime. It wasn't all sort of tension all the time. There was some times where you could let your guard down and you thought it was going well, only for it to spike back up and everything to go to shit. But that's the way this is structured, and they write it so well. The writing and the pacing is so good with Tokyo Revengers because you get a nice bit of calm for it to instantly hit you with a spike of tension, like, holy shit, this went wrong because you did that. And you slowly work it out yourself as well, and it doesn't rush into giving you answers. It lets you take your time, so then you can also work it out as well, and you're also there with Takamichi trying to work out, hey, if you do this, is it going to fuck up? Hey, I reckon because you did that, it's going to fuck up and the time's going to change again. I did like the character designs for the new characters as well. They all do stand out in the normal, typical anime style with their sort of burn marks, their scars, their hair color, their hairstyles. All the main characters have wacky hair colors, wacky hairstyles, and the background characters just seem to be buzz cut or short hair. There is no in between. So I was excited for this as well. Tokyo Revengers is one of my favorite animes, and one of the animes I first watched that got me into anime itself, which was quite good. But yeah, I'm very excited for the third season, which is obviously going to be to do with the next rival gang. And it's just going to keep going until Takemichi resolves it, and I'm still enjoying it. It's only ran for 2 seasons, but I'm enjoying it, and if they keep this up, I don't want it to get repetitive. I don't want it to get repetitive where it's a new rival gang every time and they have to beat the shit out of them. I know that's what Tokyo Revengers is built on, but I don't want it to feel repetitive. I want it to feel like this constant, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't want it to be repetitive. I want it to be, like, new and fresh every time there's a new gang. It's not going to be, like, the same sort of style. I want there to be new threats, new dangers, and I don't know how long they can keep that going for. But we even got a little bit more into Draken's backstory, and this kid's backstory as well. I forgot his name, but he was also there in the big fight in the church. So it's nice that we're slowly getting backstory for more of Tomon's captains. We've had Mikey's backstory, we've had Draken's backstory, we've now have this guy's backstory. Hopefully in the next season we get to explore some other captains. I know some of the other captains aren't as popular, but it'd be still nice to get some backstory for them. And just sort of slowly build the world, take their time with it, not rush into, like, telling them everything. They're really good at mystery and hiding things, and sort of looking back at what could have caused these sort of mistakes and what could have caused time sort of to break and to constantly have her die. If I'm going to be honest, I do think her death is a fixed point in time, and I do not think she will survive. But anyway, Tokyo Revengers is a really good anime. Art style, voice acting was really good as well. They were all really good, really passionate, really loud when fighting. It actually felt like they cared, and just going back to Takemichi's speech and how he was screaming, how he was talking to Tiger, he had so much motivation and passion in his voice, so the voice acting is always on point with these characters. They all have so much emotion and so much, like, life to the voices that actually bring the characters to life. And the animation, again, I can't stop talking about the animation, it is absolutely sick. The intro wasn't as good as the first season's intro. I preferred the Crybaby song to the new song that they have in this season. But overall, it is really good. I am going to give it a solid 9 out of 10 because I do believe it was a lot shorter, and I kind of wanted more. At the end of Tokyo Revengers, I was so hyped, I was so excited for more, and it left me wanting more. But nothing's perfect, and it does have its flaws, and I have mentioned them. But, I was excited, and I want more now. Again, compared to the first season, I did think it lacked some of the story elements, and it did lack some sort of progression. Like, it was a lot slower than the first season, had less story to it. But it is still an amazing series, and I love it, and I just want to watch more. And I got some of the characters as figures. I got Coco, I got Chifuyu, and I got Ino. I want to get Coco. No, I got Coco and I want to get Ino. Sorry, that I was right in the first place. I want to get Ino. But other than that, hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.